Right, good afternoon and welcome to North Lanarkshire Live, and it's our final episode! Way! We've got in the studio today, we've got John Wason. Hi John.
Hi Mark.
So I've got you in to chat for a few things about what's going on in the area, because you're not an elected official as such, but you are a political activist in the area. Yes. So you're not a member of a political party at the moment.
As far as I know, you chucked out of the one I was in.
Right, so what were you chucked out of?
The SNP.
Right, so why were you thrown out?
Probably because of my overzealous need for public accountability regarding our MSP and our elected officials. And I don't think they liked it very much because my opinion always gets heard in public, no matter who it's for.
Okay, so what is the big issue in North Lanarkshire right now for you?
Public accountability in the way that our MSP in Coatbridge avoids it. His ineptitude when it comes to dealing with people, the fact he tries to hide from people practically. For instance, all his surgeries are all before 11:30 in the morning, when if you're here just now, you're not going to get a chance to see your MSP if you work late or you work awkward shifts. So how are you ever going to get to talk to him? He's always, all the phones are down in the office. So how are you ever going to get to talk to this guy?
I think that's a weird thing about a lot of surgeries for councillors and MSPs and MPs as well. That sometimes they're like GP surgeries in terms of you'll have to take time off work to actually go and see. And I don't know whether that's because they want to cut down people actually coming to see them.
Tactically, I believe it is. It's Fulton, Mr. Hammer, the avoidance of the people McGregor. He's a master at it, an absolute master at avoiding people.
So, what do you know about the Monklands stuff?
Monklands
Hospital?
Monklands Hospital, I've not really been keeping up to date with Monklands Hospital. I'll be starting a new business, but as far as I'm aware, it doesn't seem to be happening. There was a public consultation. I've not really heard anything back for that or seen anything back for that, but in my eyes it's not going to be where it is now. It's just not going to be a Monklands Hospital there, I don't realise. Yeah, because it's kind of been a bit vague in terms of, there's been an announcement this week where it was, they're going to the business plan stage, and they say it's going to be, they keep on saying it's going to be saved, but then there's that little incident at the end, or rebuilt somewhere else. And I think we were joking about it earlier on about saying if you rebuild it in Aberdeen and call it Monklands Hospital, exactly,
doesn't mean Monklands Hospital.
If it's going to be rebuilt somewhere else, is it going to be where they inevitably want it to be rebuilt or where it needs to be rebuilt for the people? Okay, and you live in Coatbridge. Coatbridge. So how's your bins been? The bins, I'll tell you something right about the bins. The talk about the bins has done my head in more than the actual bins getting emptied. Our bins get emptied when they should have done, right? Which is fair enough. Some people, they did get their bins emptied when they were meant to be, and some others didn't. It's a big logistical nightmare for the council, and I can understand people's frustrations with that, right? But I also believe the council will go out their way to do things right if they can do it right. You're talking about North Lanarkshire has something like 500,000 households. Yeah. 4 bins a household, couple of million bins. So it's. I think we spoke about last week and said although it was always going to be difficult to do this, it's maybe not been handled the best way possible. But I think that the one that I've seen now is these red tags things. I don't know. That's somebody I was talking to. They were putting their bins out, and they never get emptied. But then they get red tagged to tell them they weren't getting emptied. Yeah, because it was contaminated. Aye, that's right. It was contaminated. See, that's the bit that gets me. But I don't understand all this. I understand recycling. I need for recycling. Yeah. But I don't understand why they can't just sort it for us. Right, there was a time where the bin man used to go around the back and he used to take the bin bag off and put it in a lorry for you. Yeah. And then when we moved to the wheelie bins, there was a big, we need to take our own bins out. Next thing you know, we've got to sort all our own stuff. We've got to do this, that, and the next thing. It's becoming like a Tesco self-service counter. You need to do it all yourself. Yeah, I think there's been conflicting as well reasons for it. I think Hugh Gaffney said it was because it was ecologically sound to do it in terms of it was much greener to do this. But then Jim Logue said in the paper it was because of cuts. And you go... There probably is an issue with the cuts. Obviously there is a need for ecological reasons. And that's everywhere. You're talking about these toxic free zones for cars and stuff like electric cars getting introduced. That's another thing the SNP are bringing out. It's just daft. Is these, if we're going, all cars going to be sold are going to be electric. Honda make over £1 million, a million engines every couple of months. So they're not electric, they're all petrol. So ecologically, aye, the bins is a good thing. Other things aren't. But Jim's saying cuts to where?
Yeah.
Because you still get, as far as I know, is you've still got the same amount of bin men, you still get the same amount of bin lorries. There's a private contract with the council for Viridor, and they do a lot of recycling work as well. So there's effectively paying council workers and other workers for other companies to do it as well. How you enter the same amount of rubbish, the same 52-week cycle, how can you make a cut by doing that? But obviously Jim's a far more experienced political man than I am, and deals with all these committees and all that. I'm sure it will all work out for the best.
I think there's a strange there. North Lanarkshire is kind of, at council level, it's bizarre at the moment because you have almost equal numbers of SNP and Labour, and then you've got the Tories have the balance of power, as it were, which is a surreal scenario to be in North Lanarkshire.
It really is, simply because, well, when I was younger, when the Ravenscraig was being demolished, we actually went, we were in this group, and we went and we actually watched it hit the deck. And I'll never forget, I was standing there, was growing. Now you imagine the men that worked in the steelworks, to me they were giants, He-Men and the Hulk basically they were, and they were standing in streams and streams of tears. And that's the day I knew for a fact there's something not right here. How can these big solid men all be crying because they don't want to, because they've nowhere to go to? So this is how I can't understand there's a Tory anywhere in Lanarkshire. Not only there, but Coatbridge as well. You've got all the steelworks and all the rest of that disappeared. It was all down to Tory hands. So
yeah, I think the thing is though, that was so long ago now, we forget how long ago that happened. Right. And then you've got people moving in that are more affluent. You've got to understand it, because Ravenscraig now, it's not full of steelworkers.
No, and it's not even full of houses or shops or schools. It's got one big facility, don't get me wrong, my wee boy uses that facility for his football, and what a facility. But there's a need for other things that could be centralised in North Lanarkshire. Big swimming pool, big infed, or this legacy of the games, the Commonwealth Games and stuff like that. You could minimise it and make it more experienceable for people, not just in Glasgow where everything was built, but in Lanarkshire as well, where people want to go but maybe can't. So Ravenscraig is a big opportunity. I know there's some contaminated land and whatever else you need to deal with and planning and all that, but it's effectively big enough for a new town, which is a big harebrained idea for me to sit here and say, oh, we'll build a new town, but there's scope for other things.
So politically, what's the thing that you're going to get involved with next, do you think?
Public accountability, elected officials.
What would you advise?
Or just sign off at the end, that's me finished.
That's not it. Because you've obviously been following the episodes, and you know that we've had a lot of problems trying to get an elected official that was available on a Friday between 4 and 6.
When they've nothing to do and they don't really do much.
We've got two on. We've got Hugh Gaffney came on for the first episode, and David Baird came on for the last episode there.
And I'll tell you, I see Hugh Gaffney, right? I wasn't surprised that Hugh Gaffney came on, because I know I was vocal in the local elections for the SNP. Everybody knows that, it's no secret. But Hugh Gaffney, for all everybody says he's Labour and he's got this job and he can't do that job. See Hugh Gaffney's got a record that will always stand with him. He's a trade activist and he's in the unions and he fights for people and he does what he says he's going to do to fight for these people, and he will try his hardest to get answers for them. In terms of being an MP, not everybody voted for him, but I think we're maybe safe and sound with Hugh Gaffney, and he'll live up to his word. If he's going to fight for it, he will.
The thing for me would be that to say to people when we talk about Hugh Gaffney or even David Baird last week, no matter what you feel about their politics, they turned up.
They turned up,
answered questions, and you'll know yourself, this is not the sort of show where we say, here's the list of questions that you're going to ask.
Exactly.
It's much more free flowing. It's kind of like, because I'm not the smartest person in the room.
That's not what they tell me.
They're not so much people in the room either. But if I don't understand it, I know there's people out there that don't understand it, because I like to hear things in plain speaking. I'm not afraid to say, please explain that to me, please, in simpler terms. And I think that's something that politicians need to learn how to do.
But there's also other politicians in Coatbridge in particular, wearing the yellow and black, that know this, that people don't understand as much. And what they'll do is they'll tell you the party headline and expect you and go, that's a good idea, we'll just keep voting him in. Whereas after they're voted in, where are they? Where's the accountability? Where are they making sure that these things are done? Nobody's there making sure that, oh, we said we were going to save the Monklands. The next few years, Monkland's demolished. And everybody says, oh, that's terrible, my granny needs this treatment. Well, you've got your chance. Ask him, tell him, annoy him. That's what he was elected, to get a sore head. So give him that.
So what would you advise us to do to try and get elected officials on, besides kidnapping and dragging them into the studio on a Friday?
Don't say that. Might get some.
Well, that was Harry's idea, to be fair, but he's a bit radical.
He's not that inconspicuous either, is he? You can't ask these people. Look, there's people out in the community that are asking these people in particular to deal with contentious issues close to either their hearts, or maybe a care plan for an elderly relative or somebody that's sick, or a housing situation, something like that, and they can't even deal with that. So, no way to demean your show, but trying to get them on here, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, because they're saying we're going to come here, vote for me, I'll help you, I'm your MSP, I'm your councillor, right? Where is? They're nowhere to be seen. Yeah. There's people with real issues, and unless you're running a charity, or you're an X Factor contestant, they will not stand next to you. No chance. That is.
So the plan is, one of you has to go on X Factor. One of the crew will go on X Factor next year.
And no, and that's not me saying, oh, Ryan Laurie, oh, he was X Factor. Listen, coming from Coatbridge, doing anything good, I talk about it. But you need to talk about the bad stuff as well. You need to talk about what's happening to people. You can't just stand in a food bank and say, what a great job the food bank is. You know this, that, and next thing. But he's inadvertently promoting how.
I think there was a thing as well. Part of the thing that when I sat down with the guys and discussed about doing this show, part of the thing was for them to learn the technical side of how this and how to market stuff online. But part of it for me was also a case of a lot of people need educated in terms of how politics works. And the main factor is, although there was that thing after the referendum, so we've got the most politically educated electorate in Europe.
No, we don't.
But there's still that factor where people don't know, if I've got a problem with this, do I go to a councillor, do I go to an MSP, or do I go to an MP?
Do you know there was still some people coming to me a couple of weeks before the election in May for the council elections and saying to me, I didn't know political parties ran the council. No, genuinely, there was people standing at the polling place saying that.
You would hope that they don't really. I mean, the whole point is supposed to be proportional representation. And it's supposed to be a coalition. The councils are supposed to be coalitions.
This is another thing with the SNP group in Lanarkshire as well. They only seem to be telling their voting public, oh, we're opposition councillors. And when Labour say something, all they want to do is, right, we all jump in this bandwagon and tell them no. Whereas when you're elected, biggest party or no, right, you still need to be a negotiator. You don't go into a committee room and it's all Labour ones just saying SNP, shut up. It's a negotiation. At the end of the day... I think the thing is the way forward for politics to work, and it's the theory that it should work this way, and it has to start being done this way, is that instead of coming in and saying this is wrong, politicians should come in and say, I don't agree with this, here's my solution to this problem. Negotiation.
Don't just say it's wrong. Come up with something to fix the problem that's wrong, rather than just saying this is wrong and this is your fault. You've got to start fixing a solution. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes as well, when I think it was Richard Leonard said the SNP stealing policies. You should be jumping up for joy.
Exactly.
They stole my idea. Hey!
You're pushing them to do this, and then when they do it, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But the SNP are good at doing that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one thing about me. I'm never going to sit here and just be SNP. I don't agree with everything the SNP says, I never have done.
Yeah.
But there's also things that I will agree with Labour on as well. There's social policies that Labour have that are quite good. For instance, they said before the election we're going to build 2,000 council houses. Drive around Coatbridge, you can see hundreds of them getting built. Other places, they're making good use of the empty house scheme where they're buying houses that people can't sell, right? So they're helping the person that's selling this house. They're ripping it apart, they're putting it back together, and they're putting it back into social housing. So they're then, in turn, changing a Tory policy back in the day where you're allowed to buy your council house. Everybody, including the MSP, are saying it's one of the worst political decisions for Scotland ever. Now, Labour have realised the mistake, and when, I'll tell you something, see when Labour councillors do realise the mistake, and take this from me, they make sure they bend their backwards to rectify it. Immediately, as quickly as they possibly can. But what the SNP do is, no, that's not good enough. We'll get everybody to jump this bandwagon and you just tell you you're crap. And it's not like that.
I think there's also the issue that I think people would be a lot more respectful of a lot of politicians if they just admitted.
Mm-hmm.
Got it wrong.
Aye, we get stuff wrong. Mistakes were made, but look, we're changing it.
Here's my solution. Here's what we're going to do.
And believe me, within the council chambers and then within the office side, the administration side of the council, it does happen. It's just nobody likes to talk about that.
The thing that amazed me when I went to the council meeting, and I was amazed that the first thing they said, you're not allowed to take photographs, you're not allowed to film.
Mm-hmm.
You go, why not? It's a public meeting. More people need to go to these public meetings and see what your councillor does and how your councillor interacts. Because there are people that speak very eloquently and put their points across, but then there's people that just shout. And
but then there's other councillors that have been handpicked by roadworks. For instance, there's a councillor, right, and she was in the advertiser all over the place, right, stuck in a traffic jam in the M8. Just before it was finished, and it was cones everywhere, and roads still here to get opened, and everybody was stuck. There was something like 50,000 people stuck in the M8 this day. She'd just been elected a councillor. Phones the police. I'm stuck. Can you help me? Oh, you're so important. We'll get Police Scotland out to come and get you, right? But the contentious part about that for me is, see when they opened the M8 and all the cameras were there and Nicola Sturgeon turned up, we all stood there as if they'd laid the tarmac themselves. Oh, look how good a job we've done. Hold on a minute, this was all sorted before you were even thought about to become a councillor. But you can moan about the road, oh this is terrible, oh I can't believe this is a nightmare, all the rest of that. Oh, look how good it is, I'll stand with Nicola. Gee's peace, honestly, actually, gee's peace. Go out and do your job. They just, it's a photograph, there's a photo opportunity, let's go. They don't realise they're being hypocrites at the same time. So this is my point, public accountability. See, there's a thing as well, you're saying there's a balance between Labour and the SNP, and the Tories are just showing up, basically, right? That's what
but no, essentially they have a lot of power there that they could...
Well, they're not exactly kingmakers. They could swing a vote here or there, but they're never going to vote with the SNP. They're never going to vote with the SNP. Or this independence part, they're never going to do that. But see when the SNP get in there, and me as well, I said it as well, or SNP biggest party in Lanarkshire, this, that, next time, right? Now there's 33 each, right? But what all of the councils and all of the parties seem to lack is the biggest party in North Lanarkshire is the people that live here. There's a gap in the market. No saying that everybody's going to come in between Labour and the SNP, but there's a gap in the market for the people to vote for themselves.
I think it was John Wilson pointed out as well when he was in. I think the fact is that the independents lost out in the council election. He felt in his mind that it was down to these lines of yes and no votes, and that decided the council elections, which is bizarre. It's bizarre that you have people that are campaigning on the independence of the country when what is the main problems that are coming up after the election? My bins, there's flies, do you know what I mean? It's like, but then you had people standing on a platform of I will block an independence referendum or I will support an independence referendum, and you go...
Aye, but then you've got Philip McGregor, right, and he's in the paper and he's going to, there was a few months ago, and he's talking in his monthly column, load of crap usual. Scotland as a whole, Scotland as a whole, Scotland as a whole, Scotland as a whole, last 4 lines. Coatbridge has a lot to be proud of. We'll talk about Coatbridge then. No Scotland as a whole. Why talk about Scotland as a whole if you're then going to say Coatbridge is all to be proud. On the gates of this place here, it says the past we inherit, the future we build. We can't even get stuff knocked in there. The main street, not only is it an eyesore, it's unsafe, right? Now, Alan Stubbs was in the paper during the week there talking about it. Just to throw daggers in Jim Lowe's back, that's all that was for. Oh, look at this, because, oh, I'll run there. They're moaning about it, it's boost my profile. Look at his boat, man. His profile's mince. He's an absolute plummy guy.
And on that note, thanks for coming in, John.